In today's video, we're talking about the McDowell Mountain Justice Court. The McDowell Mountain Justice Court is a misdemeanor court in Maricopa County in Arizona. We see a lot of people charged with crimes out of this particular jurisdiction. So today, we're going to tell you a little bit more about the court. We'll tell you about the geographic area over which the court has authority. We'll tell you more about the prosecutor who's involved. And we'll tell you a little bit about the judge himself. So let's dive into it. So at the very beginning, it's important that you understand the court's jurisdiction. And when I say jurisdiction, I'm talking about the geographic area over which the court has authority. So what are the boundaries of the court? If you are stopped and cited and charged with a crime within the court's boundaries, the court can hear your case. But if you're outside of those boundaries, the court doesn't have any authority. They don't have any jurisdiction over your case. And McDowell Mountain, the jurisdiction is not rectangular. It's not very easy to understand. It's not very cut and dry. And so sometimes what will happen is the police will stop you and cite you. They'll send you to go to court in McDowell Mountain, but your case actually happened outside of that court. And because of the jurisdictional problem, your case should be dismissed. So when we're talking about jurisdiction, here is what McDowell Mountain looks like. So you can see the borders of the court's jurisdiction are highlighted in yellow, and the major freeway is highlighted in pink. And you can see there, that is the 101 freeway. So it's in the East Valley. The 101 loop goes north and south there, and a lot of people are traveling across that every single day. This area, this court's area, is predominantly patrolled by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Officers, so MCSO, and DPS, the Department of Public Safety. And so what we see traditionally are a lot of traffic-related crimes. Those two different agencies are going to be patrolling on that 101 freeway. There's also some areas right around Scottsdale Municipal Airport. You've got some roads via Linda and Frank Lloyd Wright. So there's a lot of people, a lot of traffic going through those areas. And so if they're being patrolled by DPS and MCSO, what types of crimes are we going to see? They're traffic-related offenses. Things like DUIs, criminal speeding, reckless driving, driving on suspended license, leaving the scene of an accident, those different types of things, and other traffic-related offenses, civil traffic offenses as well. So it's high-volume court. A lot of different crimes are charged there all the time, and so we appear very frequently. So what happens if you are charged with a crime out of this court? What happens next? Well, it's going to be prosecuted by the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. MCAO is the name of the agency that prosecutes crimes out of this court. MCAO is a very, very big agency. They are the prosecutors who are in charge of the 26 different justice courts that are scattered throughout Maricopa County. They handle all of the other felony charges that happen within Maricopa County. And so because Maricopa County is so big, they need a lot of prosecutors. They need a lot of people to actually represent the government as they are charging these crimes. And when you're talking about an agency that size, you really have to understand a key point about how they operate. They operate on a policy and a procedure basis, which means they don't have a lot of discretion to negotiate with you if you've been charged with a crime out of this court. What happens is the big agency, the policies are set at the top. So the county attorney and the people who are just below him set the policies, and those policies will trickle down, and they'll go to all of the lower level, typically newer prosecutors who are operating out of this court. And what that means for them, practically speaking, is that they don't have a lot of authority to negotiate with you, to dismiss the charge, to give you a better deal, to give you a good outcome. Essentially what they're doing is they're looking at your charge. They'll say you've been charged with a DUI, your blood alcohol content was this level, so they'll look up the charge, they'll look at the chart that they have, and they'll say that this is your charge, this is your background, this is your BAC, this is the plea deal that we're going to offer you. And that's it. They really don't have a lot of authority to do much else because they're just following policy. So it's important that you understand that. And the reason why is because a lot of people will come and they'll ask our office a question is, hey, look, this is my first defense. I've never been in trouble before. Why can't I just go into court, talk to the prosecutor, explain, hey, I'm a nice guy, you know, this was a first offense type of situation, can you just dismiss my case? The answer is no, they cannot do that because their policies say that they're not allowed to do that. They will get in trouble, potentially lose their job if they do that. So that's why it's important that you bring a defense attorney on board so that we can negotiate with the prosecutors on your behalf, but give them substantive reasons, give them good legal cause to deviate from that policy. In other words, to break that policy. It's called a deviation, so that we can give them good cause to give you a better deal. I just don't want you to go in there and be blindsided if you think that you can just go in and have a good conversation with a prosecutor. They don't work for you, they work for the government. Their job is to prosecute you, not to help you. So keep that in mind. Now, when you do go into court, you're going to be appearing in front of Michael Reagan. Judge Michael Reagan is somebody who has been a judge for a long time. He was first on the bench in 2004, so about 15 years now. He is somebody who is not a licensed lawyer in Arizona, so it's important also to understand that these judges don't have to go to law school. They don't have to pass a bar exam. They don't have to go through the same hoops that we do as criminal defense lawyers or as the prosecutor had to go through in order to become a judge. They just run for office and get elected. The reason why that's important is because if you go into court and you're representing yourself and you have a judge who's also not a lawyer, just like you're probably not a lawyer, and both parties are going up against a prosecutor who is a lawyer, the tables are just a little bit unfairly balanced, in my opinion. So that's why it's important you get representation to make sure that you're properly covered when you're going into court, so you're not going at it alone. A little bit more about Judge Reagan. So this judge is somebody who has been around for a long time. He's got a lot of success in business. He was a CEO. He was recognized by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, by the city of Phoenix, or by the Phoenix City Chamber of Commerce. Somebody who received some legal training from a judicial college. He's, as I said, been a justice of the peace for a very long time. So he's seen a lot of different situations, had many different defense attorneys appear in front of him, probably heard many arguments from prosecutors and defense attorneys that aren't going to be new to him. So it's not a bad thing. Somebody who's, in our opinion, very reasonable, not difficult to deal with, kind of pleasant guy on the bench. So if you are in front of this judge, just remember, keep it civil. Don't go in there and try to start screaming at the judge and think that's going to benefit your case. Make sure you're following the proper court formalities, dressing appropriately, speaking appropriately, yes, Your Honor, no, Your Honor. Those types of things will get you the best outcome in this court. So if you or somebody that you know or love has been charged with a crime out of McDowell Mountain Justice Court, give our office a call. We offer free case evaluations. We'll have you come on in, we'll sit down, we'll review the facts of your case specifically, and then see how it will work out of this particular court. That way, you're not going into court blindsided and looking at facing any unwelcome surprises. Free case evaluations, you have literally nothing to lose. Give us a call. We look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks for watching.